This is Peppy, the lead developer of OS. And this is Lazer, which received an update today. So the two of us talked about what's new, starting with something that'll please anyone who agrees with this dude.
Yeah, so this UECO person has come forward with this well thought out design document for how to improve the Mania Argon skin. Flight basically said, yeah, go with it. It all looks good. And yeah, we'll see what people say.
Readability was the main problem with Argon, so the new design aims to fix a few of the big issues. First, hold notes are much easier to recognize now. This icon is different between single and hold notes, plus the body and endpoint are much more distinct. And second, colors are completely new.
Not only the colors themselves, but the way they are arranged for each of the key layouts. They've been chosen rather than just using like an algorithm or a pattern. Some of them are a bit weird to me, but definitely looking for feedback on the color arrangements in keys.
As someone who started on the PC build of OS, it's intuitive for me to set up my cursor position, then use these fingers to tap. This didn't work on mobile before, and now it does.
Even if you tap really early in a song just in the middle of nowhere, as long as you like move that finger around, it will start to track it correctly. There's been a lot of feedback on like other ways we could do this. We could just make a box where you could tap in or check if the tapping fingers are outside of the playfield. My focus is on not just supporting the tapping to the side, but also supporting the game style where you're always tapping on hit objects. Because I think a lot of people are going to play like that, especially like the more casual users. And I'm making sure that we don't break that experience.
The skin editor was a major focus in the last update, and it's continuing to improve in this one. When you have overlapping elements, like PP and score here, you can click on the space where they both overlap and it'll cycle between them. And there's a couple new components, player avatar and player flag.
The cool thing is it actually works for replays as well, so it'll show the avatar and the flag of the person that is actually playing.
If you read between the lines here, this means skin components can fetch data from user profiles, so expect even more stuff like usernames and global rank available in skins going forward.
Yes, man, yes!
There's something so satisfying about seeing this little cursor spin at the end. It's like a victory lap after a satisfying play. And it didn't exist in Lazer until now. Replays would be cut off almost immediately, but as of today, victory laps return to Lazer replays. Meanwhile, in Song Select, there's now a counter for how many maps are visible. Funnily enough, this was only implemented because of a bug with date submitted and date ranked sorting.
Song Select would actually hide any beatmaps which didn't have the submitted or ranked date populated in the local database, and that could happen quite often.
The single tap mod was added a few months back, and this update adds it to Taiko as well. Here's how it works. The first note you click with each color is the only one that will allow inputs. So these inputs work, these ones don't. Yeah, you get what I'm doing. But big notes can be played with both inputs as usual. So it's single tapping, but only for small notes, which means it's not actually single tapping, but whatever, it's a cool mod. A lot of people don't play Lazer because their computers are trash. If you're one of these people, please take a seat. This is some important news. Lazer will run on trash. And that's thanks to Smoogie and FrenzyBite, who've been working for literal months on implementing the game's new renderers.
Basically, this is going to give us what compatibility mode was in OS stable, which is to say DirectX, Direct3D support in the game. Rather than calling it compatibility mode this time around, it's actually going to be the default. Over the years, OpenGL has only gotten worse in terms of general performance and driver support. From the outset, there will be a drop-down. The default is automatic. So we've basically tested on each platform that we support and decided which renderer is the most stable, and that will be the top preference. But if you want to be a bit more cutting edge, then you can choose any you want. So on mobile, at least for the iOS and iPadOS platforms, switching to Metal is basically something we had to do at some point because Apple is going to stop supporting OpenGL altogether. Performance and battery life should be miles better, like finally at the correct place it should have been until now.
Sorry in advance to any Android users, performance won't be improved there quite yet, but you can expect it to happen in the very soon future. Anyway, that's about it for this Lazer update. Check the changelog for anything else, and thank Peppy and the rest of the dev team for making cool stuff happen.